I go from $0 to $30,000 with my AI products live on this channel. As always, we'll go over the results, the product updates, and then the plans. We finally crossed $10,000 MRR with the one prompt and also got the stats for the churn. As you can see, we have a 2.11% conversion rate and 16 signups because 3 days ago, last Sunday, I was running a workshop. As always, every 2 weeks, I ran a workshop where I explain how to build omnichannel agent. This is the second workshop. And after workshop, I had about 9 members or maybe 8 join. Because the startup and the one prompt has been running for more than a month now, we are starting to get the stats on the churn. And if you've been following the videos, you understand that this is kind of the churn that I was expecting, and I do think that it's going to be higher, which I don't really love. It's going to be higher because not majority, but about 30% of the audience within the one prompt are my hardcore fans, maybe some of you guys that watch these videos. That's why you are more unlikely to unsubscribe, because you trust me, you trust the way we're doing things, and you trust that this is the product that going to be successful and gonna help you with the journey. Now, a few things that I want to mention. The first thing is that that's weird how many hate comments I am sometimes receiving under this video, and it's not a lot. It's just like usually a few, only like that. But I have only, like let's say a few thousand, maybe 5,000 views on this channel, right, through all of the videos. And in total, I got more hate comments here than compared to my main channel. And I get it. Not because the people are like hating just for no reason, probably because they see the one prompt, they see it in school, they think that this is some sort of, what's he said, like info product, get rich quick promises schemes. Because, and this is true, here on this channel, I'm not like directly providing the value, I'm just sharing what I'm doing. And that's why there is a value for some people that are trying to do the same thing or just following the journey and want to maybe use the tools that we built. So I do believe that that's why people don't have too much context and they don't even research on what's going on within the system. Now, before that, right, so I was running the workshop Sunday, and as always, I was doing the LinkedIn posts on how, like, trying to boost the engagement, right? So trying to get people to sign up for the workshop. And the workshop was the, as you can see, super agent, voice and text. So it's kind of promoting that. And the workshop was $1. That was a pretty standard landing page. If we can preview it somehow. And in order to sign up, you need to pay $1 because I wanted to only see people that are qualified, right? So, and I added like a few more kind of sections just to give some more context, and I'll explain why. So we got 120 signups in general, so I made $120 from this. But again, it's not about the money, it's more to see the people who are interested. And we had about 60 or 70 people showed up live. And it was a pretty good one. It was like 1 hour and 40 minutes. I do think that I provided a lot of the value, even though I was showing some things that can be done within the one prompt. They can be also applied to like different softwares, and just the logic of building the chatbots that have unified memory were there. That's why there was like a ton of value. The thing is that as we were discussing on previous videos, I was aware of the fact that this is not a long-term thing. And I am just trying to understand what is the long-term vision for the one prompt. And not only the vision, but also how can I grow to $30,000 a month, which is the goal on this channel, as well as past that. And I feel like there is no way I would reach that amount within the one prompt with the current structure and with only organic content. Because if you look closely here, there is literally like 16 people signed up. So it's, let's say, 2 a day. But the thing is that, again, most of these people sign up after the workshop. So the next week, probably like the next video or the video after, it will be like 7 or 8 people. So on average, we're getting about 1 sign up a day. And with this type of the churn, again, it's probably, so if we calculate them like 300 paid members, right? Eventually that will result in like 25,000 MRR, which is 20,000 something profit. This is, yeah, like I would not be able to do it with the rate of the signups that are organic. Plus the fact that in order to cross like 30,000 MRR, I really need like 400 members or something, 350. It's not gonna happen. Like I'm just like I'm not trying to be pessimistic here, but it's just reality that I am not getting all these visitors, but like I need to triple maybe the amount of signups. So I need to have 3,000, like 2,000 to 3,000 views of the thing within this conversion rate. But this conversion rate again is better because of the workshop. So what I'm saying is that I really don't see a way for me to grow to $30,000 within just the organic content. And what I was thinking is that, okay, so let me do the low ticket funnel where I will run the ads for, $7 to $27 course, right? And here on this course, I will teach how to build, for example, an Omni agent. And then I will like basically promote the one prompt within this course, right? And then after that, I will kind of like people will buy naturally the one prompt, right? So I would spend the money. So for example, if I'm selling it for $27, I would spend like $30 to acquire purchase. So I will be so I'll self-liquidate this. It's called self-liquidated funnel, I think. So I will self-liquidate the cost, and then on top of that, so all the subscriptions will be the profit. And I was trying to do the basic version of that through the workshop, right? So I was running the ads to the workshop, trying to understand how much will be one sign up. So basically, that's why I created like a better looking page, just because it was like just before that it was like just this and reviews. But now I added like what you will learn, answering your questions, why Eugene. And so I ran the ads. Now the results are really bad. Like they're so bad, it's embarrassing, but I get it. I was not really trying. I was just exploring, but it's sad. Okay, it's sad, but I'm not making any conclusions because they really suck. I mean, out of 10, they're probably like 3. Okay, so if we go to the ads, you'll see that I was running one ad and it was like spent $200 and got one purchase, which is funny. Okay, so $200 per sign up, and the goal. So if we, let's say that again, so I would probably like retest it a few more times. Not probably, like for sure, but depending on the finalized version of the one prompt that we're going to discuss later, what I'm probably going to do is I am going to, so what is right now should be the goal of how much I can like spend to acquire person on the workshop. So let's say right now the show up is about like 50 to 60%, but these are the people that know me through my content. So let's say the sign up on average will be like 30%, right? Which is really bad, but this is something to plan for. So if I need to have 100 viewers on the workshop, I really need to have like 300 signups, okay? 300 signups. So out of the 100 viewers, I can probably expect 10% people sign up, right? So because like, for example, out of the 60 people, about 10 signed up here, but so it's more, but again, so these are the people that already know me. Now, so let's say it's 10%. So basically, if I get 300 signups, I will convert 10 people to the one prompt. And so let's say 10 people for $79. This is so funny. It's $790. It's nothing, okay? $790. And because of the lifetime value of the customer, so let's say it's doubled. So each customer that joins for $79, the lifetime value of him is, let's say, 150, so it's double. So let's say eventually it's 800. So eventually I would make, let's say, $1,600. Okay, $1,600 on the from the $300 sign up, from 300 signups. Okay, and already I like these videos because this is like my journal speaking out loud, but this is like a clear picture for me that this is not gonna work. Like, for example, it's literally not gonna work. Okay, and this is why I think it's very important in general to think before you launch. I know that there's kind of the thesis right now that you need to launch as many things as possible, as quickly as possible. I'm trying to get the conservative approach and try to rethink each and every step that I do, even though most of the steps that I do are not perfect and not correct. So here we have $1,600, right? Now, out of the 300 signups. So think about this. If I gonna divide this by 300, it's gonna be what? 6. No, it's like 5.5. Okay, so I need to get a sign up for $5.5. Okay, this is the goal. So if I get a sign up to the webinar and make them pay $1, so if I spend like $5 and make them pay $1, and again, so $1 because the $1 getting back to me. So let's say it's 6.5. So technically I can spend $6. So technically I can spend like $6 to acquire one sign up. Now here I spent $200, but again, so if you go through the ads, yeah. So I was running kind of the broad just for all of the people. Instagram, whatever. So it's pretty standard. And I was running, so the broad and AI is targeting people that are interested in the artificial intelligence. And so the audience is not the thing. The thing is in the creatives. My creatives really suck, like really bad. Now, I was testing the video creative and the static, and the video, again, it was a mess. I hate this creative. It looks super scummy. What's it? So let's check this out. So I'm like saying, this is not a human, this is not a human, and this is also not a real person. You can build the same omnichannel agents and connect them to... So see, like, it's 2005 type of the edit, and it's straight promotion. Like, it's bad. Like, it's bad. Like, I mean, it is. Plus, the fact that you can, like, see what $6 we're talking about when we have... literally the CPMs are, by the way, like I'm not sure why they're that high. They were like $30-$40 when I was starting, whatever. So click-through rate and the cut, like, so I need to have 3 clicks and people buy for $1. It's not happening. It's not happening. Now, what I would love to get your perspective. So if any of you guys have experience with running the paid ads, obviously you'll shit on me on the ads probably because they're bad. Like I'm telling you, like they are bad. So they were like static ads, which were maybe better. So learn omnichannel agent from here to here, but I don't like them. I would not probably click on them myself. So what are these screenshots? Some weird screenshots of the messages. This is AI agent answering questions. The problem, I feel like, globally, right? So globally, the problem with this is that I am competing with AI agents platforms, right? So I am also competing with, like just the platforms that like allow people to build agents. And it's not the right positioning, I think, and it's like it's just making it very hard. Maybe that's why, because the CPMs are high. Anyway, so what I'm saying is that okay, it's like $200, but it's not a valid metric, right? So let's say they're gonna be like, we can click cost per clicks, we'll do better. So it is just, I feel like it's very hard. Like maybe if I would work with a top-notch marketer, like media buyer, it's still, it's all about the creatives, and we'll spin all the creatives. Maybe I'll get it. Like maybe I'll get it, and maybe it's gonna be $4. Maybe it's gonna be $4. It's probably not gonna be like lower. But think about this. This is still, it's like, it's not a profit. It's because it's the lifetime value of the customer for this. This is just self-liquidating. So this is zero, in not covering my expenses. So I'm basically not making any money if the sign up is $6. I'm starting to get the money if the sign up is $5 to $4, but again, so what, like $100? So, and you're telling me that I'll make like $300 for running a one workshop and spending, like, let's say 2 hours preparing for the workshop and like 2 hours on the workshop. I'm like selling my consultations for $600 an hour right now. So see, that's really, again, so that's why I like to speak out loud, because it just shows that it's not gonna fucking work. And that's because, like, probably this is the funnel that could work through the organic content, right? So through the organic content, yeah, sure. But again, so this is an audience fatigue. If I'm gonna talk about the same thing of like omnichannel agent, it's not gonna work. Now, you can say that, hey, Eugene, but since you're charging only $1 for this, right? So you do not have like any room for profit, and like it doesn't matter for people to pay $27 or $17 for like a course than $1 for the workshop. Yeah, I get it. Like I totally get it. So it's not the long-term vision. It's probably what you need. You need to sell it for $27 and try to get the client to pay for $27 and spend like $30. Anyways, but still, generally speaking, I feel like it's gonna be very hard for me to scale past this point with this low ticket model. Again, guys, for those who've been with me on this channel from day one will understand that I was really considering like going high ticket and charging the one-timers versus going the retainer route. And I'm really grateful for all of the people that joined here, and I do think that if I continue to post on my main YouTube channel, if you like 2 times a week, right? So if I continue to do on LinkedIn, if I continue to post on this channel, even though I don't think that there are a lot of people from this channel will specifically like join the one prompt, if I continue to do that, I would probably have 1 to 2 signups per day. Right? And if I can do the workshops let's say every month to not do the fatigue. I'm sorry. Thanks. I will. So I can retain this. I can retain the $10,000 a month. Now, and that's awesome. Like $10,000 a month. That's a really good point. And this is like MRR. This is a low ticket. Like people are spread out. Like you are not relying on one client. So for example, like again, so the agency is doing right now about like $20,000 to $40,000 depending on the month. So probably this month gonna be somewhere between like 25 to 28-ish again. So but I cannot predict because I am not sure how many clients will be there eventually. So it's like it's third, but compared of the work, I'm not sure. Like honestly, I'm not sure, because some people say that because like everyone's saying, and if you look just, if you're only watching this video and if you think that, okay, you see the school, it's fucking community and the buddy is talking about some very important things and like trying to pretend that he's a startup, when in reality this community, it's fucking not a community. Okay, it's literally the software. So I need to pay for this software, for the live chat support. I need to pay my developer to help everyone out. I need to spend my time here. We need to develop the updates. So it's not just community answering questions. I would love it to be that way, but it's not. Sometimes I'm thinking, so then why I'm doing that? Because literally, so the idea, so like what, besides the fact that I hate communities, okay, and I don't really believe in communities, so why I'm doing that? I was thinking, okay, so I would have a better churn. I was watching a podcast of the two guys that are like talking about their communities and stuff, and they were saying, okay, yeah, so like as I said, like 20% is, he has like whatever, like it's Nick Sarayev. He has like the biggest community of the AI in terms of the revenue, I think, on the whatever. And Buddy has what, like he has 1,500 members. He's making like 100K with the community, and his churn is 20%. He, and like again, so more people you have, probably bigger churn you'll have, but also, I mean, he's a bit different because it's purely like community plus the course, and he has like the monthly modules that are getting unlocked every month. So this is a motivation for people to stay. So I have another motivation of being of the software. So anyway, so what I'm saying is that, yeah, I don't know. Like I could just do the same thing, and it would be like compared of the work. So I think he's doing probably 10 times less work than I do, and obviously he has more members and he's trying to reply from what he says to all the posts. But like, bro, like I'm recording videos to all the posts just because I don't have that many members. What I'm saying is that he makes 10 times more money from this and spending 10 times less work. But again, so I cannot expect making that much because I'm fucking like small, like 10 times smaller. Okay, so I'm making comparable amount of money compared to the audience size. But what I'm saying is that this is just a good illustration on how to move forward, because the videos are unfortunately, yeah, so getting some views. But like, for example, this video, this is the live sales call with one of our, like, objectively speaking, this video should be like 20,000, 30,000 views. Like literally in the AI space, I think this is like in the selling AI space. I'm sorry, but maybe this is my ego. This is the best video that you can find in a week, maybe like for the last week. I mean, it's literally fucking sales, pricing, like what businesses are buying, how to structure the deal, how to upsell this. It's literally everything. Okay, it's having fucking 3,000 views. So that's a joke. Like that's a real joke compared to some other. But again, like I'm not comparing myself to him just because like Buddy has like 70,000 views. What I'm saying is that I cannot expect me to grow organically by a lot, and this way to grow my community as fast, because I'm not that type of the guy. For some weird reason, I'm not that type of the guy. So that's why that's probably where I'm gonna be at. I'm trying to be realistic. I will go to maybe, so like again, so in a month or 2 months, maybe it's gonna be 15K, but it's the 30K. It's like probably like the route of in 1 year. But again, so in 1 year, 30K MRR is not too bad, but I want to make it faster. I want to have it faster, and I have a few ideas. And the ideas is to build to close this monthly retainer, right? So and this is, by the way, for some of you, it's a spoiler. This is only like, I guess it's like just a few people that watching till the end. So if you are ever deciding to join one prompt, there's 80% chance that I will close the monthly subscription. Again, so we're gonna still run everything, but the only way to join would be through the one-time payment. And it's not gonna be just that. So I will add a few more things. I don't want to spoil it here for now, but basically I will add a few things and will justify a few $1,000 price, because I think the price is already justified, because like again, so for yearly but for yearly subscription you would pay like what, $30,000 only for the high level, and if I charge $2,000 for like yearly or the lifetime high level, I think it's it's too good to be truth to sell it for that low. But again, I am going to create it. I'm probably like 80% sure that I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna close this monthly retainer probably, and then deploy this offer. Now I know that when I'm gonna deploy it, I'm gonna announce it probably next week, and the launch will be maybe in 2-3 weeks. I'm probably gonna get like a lot of subs, like, because if you think this is the good offer, that offer, the next one will be like literally unbelievable. But again, I would go, okay, so to 15k, 20k, but still I cannot run ads. The thing is that I cannot run ads, and the ads seems like the only way to really properly scale. But I just having hard time to envision the ad strategy, or I need to sell like $97 course or $27 course like I was planning, and if I get it self-liquidating, then probably this will be justified. But after spending $200, I have low motivation. But again, I know that it's not a good representation. It's just like, it's just the reality. Plus the fact that there was kind of a re-checkout process. There are more people that like filled out the form. Probably like 3 people filled out the form, but they didn't go because it was like redirecting them to your separate URL for the payment on the WAP. So yeah, it's something to consider, but I feel like in order to have a proper scale, you need to have a proper price to then to then push it. Or I would need to have like 10%. So if my churn would be 10%, which is unreal, then probably this would be the model, just because the lifetime value of the customer would be like $250 or something. So now I'm making not 150 from one, but 250. Anyways, so thanks guys for following through. I will keep you updated, and you have a good one.